okay. So, are we okay? So we've got Pilates now. What a beautiful day it is. I would have done it in the garden, but it's too much for me to have. I've got to change the music off the computer onto my phone and all sorts of things, so I'll just leave it in here. I've got my fan on, I've got my windows open, so it's actually quite cool. So with Pilates, work where you feel comfortable. If you've got back problems, there may be times when you have to use the lower options, okay, and I will give options so you can work from a beginner level up to a more advanced level. The most important thing is to listen to your body and work at the level where you feel comfortable. So centers around the core. I'm going to get you in a standing position first, talk about your core, your neutral spine, your breathing, and then we mobilize a little bit. So when we mobilize, we're just literally loosening up through the body, getting ourselves ready to work. We're not jumping around, we're not working up a sweat. And then we get down on the floor, and once we're on the floor, we'll stay down on the floor. So let's make a start. Nice and upright, nice and tall. Toes and knees point forward, shoulders down and relax. Now you need to make sure you've got an even distribution of body weight across both feet. So if you just gently rock forwards, backwards, side to side, you've got to make sure that you've got an even distribution of body weight across those feet. You don't feel lopsided, you don't feel like you're leaning. So once you're in that position, we're finding our neutral spine. We're tilting our pelvis forwards and backwards. Imagine this is a bowl of water, trickles over the front, over the back, and then eventually it gets smaller, and if it was a bucket of water or a bowl of water, it'd be perfectly still, okay? So we've then found our natural lordotic curve, what's referred to as our neutral spine, our comfortable back. And I will remind you of that all the way through. Then your core muscles, so your pelvic floor, the muscle from within, the one you'd use to stop mid-flow. So I want that muscle, I want you to draw it up. Imagine it's attached to a lift. You're going to the 10th floor, so it's as high as you can go. So you're drawing up the pelvic floor, you're going to lower it down to the 5th floor, so it's a little bit lower. And then you're going to lower it down a little bit further to floor number 3. And that is where you're going to hold it. So it's a minor engagement, you know you've got it drawn up, you can feel some tension, but it's maintainable, okay? You can keep it in place. Imagine you've got a belt around your middle, 10 notches on that belt. Pull that belt into notch number 10 so it's as tight as possible. Comes out to notch 5, out to notch 3, and we leave it there. So again, you can feel some mild tension around the middle of the body, but you can maintain it, you can work with it. Holding from the core, we then have to breathe from our rib cage. So you're going to place your hands on the ribs, fingertips touch. You're going to take a deep breath in, fingertips will part, and then release. Take a deep breath in, and release. Relax the arms down. So that's breathing from your ribs, lateral thoracic breathing, okay? So neutral spine in place, core muscles in place, and breathing from the rib cage. Keeping that body upright, just allow your hips to circle round in one direction and the other direction. Lovely. You're going to take a step out to the left, reach up and over, and then come back in and go the other way. So lateral flexion, opening up through the ribs, lengthening through the back. And we have to do this to prepare the body for the work that it's going to do. Last one to each side for me, please. And then coming into the middle, you're going to take 1 foot forward, point the toe. You're going to circle that leg round and lift the knee up. Toe comes forward, circle the leg round, lift the knee up. One more time, toe forward, circle round, lift the knee, balance, and just allow your ankle to rotate one way and then the other, and place the foot down. Other leg comes forward, point the toe. Circle the leg round, lift the knee and balance. Toe forward, circle the leg round, lift and balance. And you're only bringing it up as far as comfortable for you. Hold it there, ankle one way and the other, and place the foot down. Bringing the arms up, keep the hips nice and still. Breathe in, breathe out, rotate round. Breathe in, come to the center. Breathe out, rotate the other way. Breathe in, come to the center. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, return. And relax the arms down. You're going to stand towards the back of your mat or your towel, whatever it is you're going to be lowering down onto. You're going to breathe in, you're going to tuck the chin to your chest, and then you're going to breathe out and gently begin to roll down through the back. Soften the knees, allow the arms to hang and relax, and then when you're ready, you're going to begin to roll back up, rebuild the spine vertebrae by vertebrae all the way to the top. Relax the shoulders, reset the posture. Breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, gently begin to roll down. Soften the knees, relax the arms. And then rebuild, roll up through the back. So when we roll down this time, we're going to be making our way down to the floor. So breathe in, chin to the chest. Breathe out, roll down. At your lowest point, you're going to walk your hands forward, gently lowering the knees down, and you're going to be bringing those hands out slightly wider than the shoulders. Now in position 1, level 1, you're on your knees. You're going to breathe in, we're going to bring our chest forward and down between the hands, and then breathe out and push ourselves back up. At level 2, legs further away. Breathe in to lower, breathe out to lift. If you want level 3, you're coming all the way up, hold breath into lower, hold breath out to lift. So your breathing is the opposite to what it would be if you were in the gym, okay? Hold breath in to lower down, hold breath out to push back up. All the time, core muscles engaged. Deep, full breath, so your movements are controlled. Breathing in as you lower, out as you lift up. On your knees at level 1, legs further away at level 2, or up on those toes at your level 3. So it's your choice. Engage the core, bring the chest down between the hands, not the head. So in your push-up, I'd like to ask you please for 2 more repetitions. Once you've completed your 2, you're going to bring your hands back in so the elbow and the wrists are under the shoulder. You're going to come into our swimming. You're going to breathe in. Back is nice and flat. Imagine you've got a tray of drinks on your back. Let's say a tray with a big jug of Pimm's on it, yeah? We don't want to spill it. We want to treat ourselves to that afterwards. We're going to breathe in. Breathe out. Push one leg all the way back. Breathe in and draw the leg back under. So you're allowing the leg to push away as far as comfortable without adjusting any other part of the body. You're not pushing away and dropping to the side. You've got to stay central. The next level, breathe out to lengthen and raise. Breathing to lower and draw it back in. So you're allowing the leg to lift only once it's fully extended. And then you have to allow the toes to touch down first before you draw it back in. Next level, opposite hand slides out along the floor. Slides back in with the leg. So the arm is extending but not lifting. And then your last option, Fully extend the arm and the leg. Raise them both. Breathe in, we touch down at the furthest points and then we draw it back in. So continuing on, making sure that you're not leaning over. We've kept our neutral spine. We've got our core muscles engaged, so we are strengthening through the middle. You can feel some tightening around the centre of the body. Deep, full breaths. Slow, controlled moves. Don't rush the move. Now, if you're finding that you're moving quite quickly, then you need to slow down your breathing. And I'm going to ask you, please, for one more on each side. Once you've completed that, you're going to gently allow yourself to lower down. Forearms underneath the shoulders, legs extended. You're going to look down between the wrists and you're going to draw your pelvis up. Now, don't let your head hang, but also don't crank your neck. Look down between the wrists. Pulling up through the belly button in our leg pull. Next level, knees come up off the floor. Hold and breathe. If you want the next level from there, you're coming all the way up onto your hands. You've got to make sure wrists, elbow, shoulder. We don't take it out to the side. It's a straight line without allowing that back to dip or that bottom to raise. Just hold and breathe. Remember, level 1, knees are down. Level 2, knees are up. And level 3, you're right up on those toes. Continue to breathe, full, deep breaths. Pull up through the belly button, engage the core. Deep, full breaths. Now on your leg pull, you're working right into the middle of the body through the core and the lumbar spine. And I'm going to ask you for one more breath, then gently, don't drop, gently lower all the way down onto your front. Now, your forehead will come down and the hands are going to go into the small of your back. You're going to bring your legs together and point your toes away. Breathe in, breathe out, lift the legs. Now, you've pushed your pelvis down a little bit, but you've got your core muscles drawn up, so your belly button is pulled up, okay? Now, from here, this is now your start and finish position. Breathe in, breathe out. 1, 2, 3 times, heel to the bum. Breathe in, you lengthen, but you do not lower. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in to lengthen. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3. Breathe in to lengthen. So remember, head stays down. Belly button stays drawn up. As you clip the heels towards the bottom 3 times, you breathe out. And then a breath in to release the legs back. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in. In your double leg kick, please complete 2 more repetitions. After the 2, allow the legs to lower all the way down. Release the arms and come back to your leg pull at your level. Knees down, level 1. Up, level 2. Up on those hands at level 3. Just be careful that your hands don't slip. Also, don't take your legs out wider than your body. It's got to be a straight line, okay? Not a triangle. So everything is in line with the body. So the legs extend from the hip, not out to the sides. Deep, full breath, strengthen through the middle of the body. I'm going to ask you, please, 3 more breaths at your level. And once you've done your 3, you can gently lower all the way down. And you're going to turn onto one side. Now your head is going to rest down on the arm. Your legs are going to lengthen out with your toes pulled away. Hips, knees, ankles, all stacked one on top of each other. And this hand is there for your balance, okay? So you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to raise both legs up without rolling forwards or backwards. Keep the chest open, don't roll the body over. Now from here, breathe in. As you breathe out, kick the top leg forwards. Breathe in and return. Take the top leg backwards. Breathe in and return. So that top leg comes forward, point the toes. Breathe in to return. And then it goes backwards. Now, if the backward movement is uncomfortable, just do the forward movement and vice versa. If you're looking to go further, we can then use both legs, point the toes. One leg comes forward, one leg goes backwards. Please be careful not to bend the leg as it goes behind you. Hand is there for balance. If we don't need it, we can take it away for our next level. You can take it over for the next level. Just make sure that that body isn't rolling. You've stayed central. Core muscles are zipped up, pulled in and in place. Breathe out to kick. Breathe in to return. I'm going to ask you, please, for 2 more breaths. Once you've completed your 2, legs come together and gently allow them to lower. And then you are going to push yourself to sit. Lovely, facing the centre. So, if you have a lower back problem or tight hamstrings, you can work with your legs out straight. Otherwise, legs are going to be bent. Relax the shoulders, lengthen your back and bring the chin up off your chest. You're going to breathe in and tilt, breathe out, rotate, breathe in, come back to tilt, and then breathe out and come all the way back up. And we're going to change sides each time, okay? So, lengthen the back, chin off the chest, breathe in, tilt the pelvis under, breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, come to the middle. Breathe out, come up. Breathe in and tilt. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in, come to the centre. Breathe out, come all the way up. Arms extended is slightly easier. Arms crossed is slightly easier. Arms extended is slightly harder. It's maths and it's physics. Lengthen the lever. Core muscles in and in place. And as I say, if you prefer, you can work with straight legs. You've got to keep both sides of the bottom on the floor. Breathe in to tilt. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe into the middle. Breathe out, lift up. So in your oblique roll up, please complete 1 more to each side. Don't forget you tilt, belly button to the spine, and then you come up. Once you've completed those 2, you're going to stay in your seated position. So we're going to come into a nice exercise which is good mobility for your back, called roll back. So level 1, feet are on the floor. You roll back, you come up, and your feet come back to the floor. So you start and you finish where you start. Level 2, your feet hover, and then as you come up they still hover, but we're lengthening the back. Level 3, cross the legs, hold the feet, breathe in, tilt, roll, breathe out, come up, and stay in the same position. So you choose your level. Lengthen the back, chin off the chest. Think rocking horse, rocking chair. That's the motion of your back. Breathe in, tilt and roll. Breathe out, come all the way up. Now if you're in level 2 or 3, we don't let those feet touch the floor. If we're going for level 1, those feet come back down. Don't go too fast. I don't want you to bang your head, yeah? Breathe in, tilt, roll. Breathe out, come back up. Core muscles zipped up, pulled in, and in place. Roll up. Mobility, strength through your back. Only go as far as comfortable. Breathe in, tilt, roll. Breathe out, come up. Feet stay apart, so your legs are hips distance apart, unless you're in level 3 where those legs cross. Good, and I'm going to ask you for one more. And then you're going to place those feet down and carefully lower down onto your back. Once you're on your back, I'd like you to lengthen your legs out. Just try and get yourself comfortable. Engage the core. Legs are lengthened, point the toes. Arms are just down by your side. Breathe in. As you breathe out, one leg comes up, toe to the ceiling. Breathe in. As you breathe out, slowly begin to lower the leg. When it gets halfway, breathe in and hold. And then breathe out, continue all the way to the floor. Once that leg is down, breathe in, other leg comes up. Breathe out, slowly begin to lower. So this is your jackknife. And the slower you lower your leg, the harder you're going to work your core. So that's why I like to do it in 2 breaths, because then we really are taking our time over the movement, slowly allowing it to lower. When it gets halfway, we just breathe in and hold, and we breathe out and continue. If you want the next level, both legs come up together. Now they lift together as one unit, and they lower together as one unit. All the way down to the floor. There is another level. Just be careful as you increase your level that your tummy doesn't dome upwards, okay? Just make sure I've got room to be able to do the next level for you. So your legs will come up, then go over, so your toes are to the floor. You're then going to allow the back to lower down first, nice and slowly. And then once the back is down, then you can begin the same process of lowering those legs. Point those toes so those legs are as straight as possible. Good. Or that one leg option. So remember, the leg can come up quickly, but the slower you lower, the harder your core and your lumbar spine has to work. Otherwise, the legs would just drop down. If you had no core strength, the leg would just drop to the floor. So that's where we need to engage and make sure that we're controlling that movement. So if you're doing a one leg option, I'd like to do one more on each leg. If you're doing a different level, just do one more. And then once you've completed that, you're going to bend your legs, feet down. Now, when you bend your legs, I need you then to find your neutral spine again. Find the position where your back feels comfortable. You should be able to touch your fingertips together underneath the small of your back, okay? Now, your legs are bent, but your feet and knees are hips distance apart. Shoulders are still down, relaxed. Core muscles in place. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise one leg up to a right angle. Now, the shin, the front of the lower leg, is facing the ceiling. The knee is bent and in line with the hip. Right angle in the knee. Should be able to reach your knee with a softness to the elbow. If you can't reach, it's too far away. If you've got a big bend, it's too close. Hold and breathe. Strengthen through the core. Next level, both legs up. You may need to find neutral again. Imagine I've placed a spirit level across your hips, bubble of air central and still. So with this raised leg, you are going to make 2 movements. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to touch the foot down, keeping the leg bent. As you breathe in, you're going to come back up. Then as you breathe out, you're going to take the leg out to the side, and then breathe in to bring it to the middle. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to return. Breathe out to take it out. Breathe in to return. That leg remains in that right angle position. Even when the leg lowers here, that knee is absolutely still. All your movements are coming from the top of the leg through the hip flexor. So we're not adjusting the knee. Breathing out to lower, breathing in to lift. Breathing out to open, breathing into control to return. Next level, you would have both legs lifted, but we are still only moving that one leg. Next level, bring up the upper body. Breathe out to lower, breathe in to lift. Breathe out to open, breathe in to return. And I would like, please, one more of each movement just with that one leg. If you've got the other leg lifted, just keep it nice and still. Then holding that leg in place, gently allow the foot to lower. Breathe in. As you breathe out, the other leg comes up. Right angle in the knee. Shoulders down, relaxed, hips parallel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Touch the foot down. Breathe in, lift it up. Breathe out, open the hip. Breathe in and return. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in to raise. Breathe out to open. Breathe in to return. Maintaining that right angle in the knee all the way through. This other knee remains nice and still. Imagine you've got that glass of pins on that knee, yeah? Keep it in place. You want to go further, other leg comes up. We hold it still. We control the movements. The size we're comfortable with, the size we can control. As we're going further, we're lifting up the upper body. Breathe out to lower, in to raise. Breathe out to open, in to return. Strengthen through the core and the lumbar spine. You've also got mobility through the top of this leg, through the joint here. Well done. And I'm going to ask you, at your level, in your scissor and your hip opener, for one more of each movement, please. Once you've completed those two, one of each, you're going to allow that foot to carefully come back down. If you've got your upper body raised, lower that down. If you've got both legs lifted, one foot at a time comes down. Once those feet are down, you're gently going to transfer over onto your other side and lengthen all the way out. Head down on the arm. Straight line from the fingers to the toes. Hand there for balance. Breathe in. As you breathe out, raise both legs. Now, if you don't want to move your legs, that is absolutely fine. You can just stay here. Your core, your obliques are working already. As soon as those legs lifted up, the waist began to work. Breathe in. As you breathe out, kick the top leg forwards. Breathe in and release. Kick the top leg backwards. Breathe in and release. Now the movement is only as big as you can control. If you're going to make it a really big movement that your hips are going to roll, you need to make it smaller. Then you can add in at the bottom leg as well. One leg going forwards, one leg going backwards, but both legs remaining absolutely straight. Hand is there for balance. We don't need it. We're taking it away. We could then also bring the arm over. Deep, full breaths. Smooth, controlled movements. Working through the obliques, the core, and the lumbar spine. So I'm going to ask you in your side kick for 2 more repetitions, please. Then you'll allow those legs to come together and gently lower all the way down. From there, if you need to rub the hip, you can. You're going to bring yourself round into a box position. Now we need to make sure that our head and neck stay in line with the spine. Back is nice and flat. We're going to take cat stretches, so we're going to round the spine. We're going to breathe in, tuck the chin in and round the back. Breathe out and release. Breathe in, round the spine, chin to the chest. Breathe out and release. One more time, into that cat stretch. And release. Sitting back in the heels, lengthen the arms out. Good. From there, you're going to walk your hands back. So we're going to start to stand. If you need to hold on to anything, please do. You're going to push yourself back into a crouched position. Tucking the chin into the chest. Place the feet down. Breathe in. As you breathe out, begin to slowly roll up through the back. Rebuild the spine vertebrae by vertebrae. All the way up into a nice tall tower. When you reach the top, relax those shoulders down. Make sure that body weight once again is central. Lengthen the body, engage the core. Lift up onto your toes. Are you balanced? And release. And again, lift up, balance, and release. So we're going to lift up and balance this time. Close your eyes if you can. Are you balanced? I want you to try and keep your core muscles and your neutral spine in place for as much of the rest of the day as you can. Place the feet down, and you are done. Well done, guys. So that's your Pilates. Hopefully there was a level in there for you. Always listen to your body. Don't take it for granted that because you can do a level 3 one day, that you can do it again the next. Because it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes your body just doesn't want to play, and that's absolutely fine. So we are back live with Pilates again on Friday morning at 10 o'clock, okay? Tomorrow we have got our combat and we have got our legs, buns and tongues. 10 o'clock combat here and 4 o'clock legs, buns and tongues. If you want more Pilates, look on this Facebook page. There's loads more on there for you. But also on our YouTube channel, look for Ipswich Fit just the same as you did for Facebook. And on there, there's loads of different workouts as well. Well done for today, guys. Enjoy the evening. It's going to be a lovely warm evening. Sit out in the garden, listen to the birds, make the most of it. Have a lovely evening. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.